Right, here we are on Fog Wrestling with your WWE review. Technically, it's not really a review because I didn't watch the entire show, just watched a few of the clips because I've got better things to do with 3 hours of my life than fucking watch this garbage. So that pretty much explains that. So what I did see was we kicked off the show. Apparently, Strowman and McIntyre defeat. It was a carbon copy of last week. Absolute garbage. This time it was Strowman 2-on-1 handicap against those two big guys with the mask. It's this time McIntyre came out to help Strowman. Last week it was Strowman who came out to help McIntyre. It's just rinse and repeat, really. It's like copy and paste. It really is. It's like me and my fucking YouTube videos sometimes. We're legit just copying and pasting ideas here. Then we have the tag team match. Drew and Strowman win. And then somehow from that, we get a match between them in the main event later tonight. And if Strowman wins, he gets added to the triple threat match. I don't know how that came across. Then we had Lashley come out. He wasn't too happy about it, that he could lose his title in a triple threat match. MVP said that's how he lost the United States Championship, and it's not fair that Lashley could lose his belt without being pinned. Which, I kind of agree with, but triple threat matches have always been about. Sometimes you get put in them, you know what I mean? It kind of sucks for the champion, but basically a triple threat match takes away your champion's advantage. Everyone has to defend a title in a triple threat match sooner or later. It feels like they did the exact same thing with Reigns here, complaining. Like over on SmackDown, Reigns and Edge didn't want a triple threat match building into Mania because obviously it means they could lose the match without actually being pinned. And now already like a couple weeks just after Mania, it's almost as if they're stealing that shit on Raw. So I don't know, absolute garbage. We then had Sonya Deville reinstating the previously. She wasn't fired; she was suspended. Yeah, so Adam Pearce suspended Charlotte Flair last week after she beat up the referee. Sonya Deville this week comes out and reinstates Charlotte. Now, I don't know why she did this. Originally, I thought maybe she had a crush on Charlotte, but then I remembered that Sonya Deville is a lesbian and Charlotte looks like a fucking man, so that obviously is not the case. I guess it's just bad booking. Since when was Sonya Deville on Raw anyway? She's supposed to be on SmackDown, and even then, she's not co-GM with Adam Pearce. She's helping Adam Pearce run things. Adam Pearce is supposed to be, the top man, the top dog. And on Raw, he runs things alone. We've never seen Sonya on Raw, so why is she on Raw all of a sudden reinstating Charlotte? Charlotte gave some phony apology. Then the referee said that if he'd have seen the interference, he would have called. She would have won the match. And then she says that she demands an apology because he messed up, and Sonya Deville actually makes him give one, and then she says to him, "Good boy," like belittling this referee, and it's fucking it's awful. It's like women like running down men here. This would never be done the opposite way about. You would never get, a man beating it. Well, of course you wouldn't get a man beating the shit out of a woman, but you would never get a man beating the shit out of the woman and then the man being expected to apologise for his actions, even though he beat the shit out of her. I mean, the woman even. I probably butchered that. You know what? Fuck this review, guys. This show is garbage. Let me say that again. So Charlotte Flair beats up this referee, and the referee has to apologise to Charlotte for making the wrong call. Could you imagine if the roles were reversed? Could you imagine if a man beat the shit out of a female referee, and then the following week the man demanded that the female referee apologise to him, even though he beat the shit out of her just because she made a mistake as a referee call in the ring? Could you imagine that? No, you couldn't imagine that because it wouldn't happen. It would fucking nowhere near happen. And then she belittles him. She calls him a little boy as if he's a disgrace of a man, as if he is below her and she's the almighty. And then even going outside the ring, when she's trying to leave the ring, she tells him to get the ropes. So, I mean, 1 minute, it's, the women are powerful and they're on their own and they can do anything better than the men. And then the next minute, the women need the men to hold open the ropes. I mean, which one is it? Seriously, make up your mind. Which one is it? Are women, superior to men, or do women fucking need help getting out the ring by having the ropes held down? I mean, which one is it? I thought when Charlotte Flair was suspended, we were going to not see her for a couple of months. So I was like, happy fucking days. But no, man, she's back after a week. Absolutely shit. We then had Alexa's Playhouse or whatever. This is bad. When Alexa first took up this gimmick, we kind of thought she was going to be getting controlled by The Fiend, controlled by Bray Wyatt. but now it looks like Bray Wyatt has completely dropped this gimmick altogether, and now it's just Alexa Bliss playing with dolls. I mean, this is something you'd see on a kids' TV show. This is for babies. This is a woman playing with a doll and trying to pretend that the doll is, speaking to her when we know it's not. We know it's not. Why didn't they just keep the Fiend and Alexa together? Why did they split them up? If Alexa then says that Lily's bored playing in the playground and she wants to, play in the women's division, so I guess we're going to see Alexa Bliss in action soon. But couldn't we have seen Alexa Bliss, in action in the women's division, but being controlled by the Fiend or being part of the Fiend, being with Bray Wyatt? Why did they need to split them up? Why does she need to be controlled by a doll? Come on, it just doesn't make any sense. I think the Fiend and Alexa were a really good pairing. But as soon as the Fiend comes back and they get Mania out the way with, they split them up. So we barely got them together when you think about it. It's like as soon as they got paired together, the Fiend got set on fire. So really, if you look at weeks together, I mean, they're maybe only together like 5 or 6 weeks. I don't know. I don't get this. Speaking of the Fiend, we haven't even seen him since the post Raw Mania. He hasn't been seen. So where is he? What the hell is happening? Is the Firefly Funhouse dead? Is Bray Wyatt dead? Is the Fiend dead? His career's certainly dead. I'll tell you that for nothing. His career's dead. Then in the main event, we had Strowman versus McIntyre. If Strowman wins, he gets added to the match. Lashley is trying to help Drew. Lashley and MVP are trying to help Drew win this match because they don't want a triple threat match. But then the two former members of Retribution come out and they actually cost Drew the match. So, I mean, this makes no sense. I guess you could say, oh, well, maybe Retribution are, acting as if they're not in cohesion with the Hurt Business. But, I mean, what's the point? It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, Bobby Lashley and MVP didn't want a triple threat match, but now they have a triple threat match thanks to the people that are supposedly in MVP's pockets. It's all over the place. This is awful. We had Damian Priest team up with the New Day. Nobody cares. I mean, there was a Riddle and RKO, a Riddle and Orton match, tag team match, but again, nobody really cares. And Angel Garza bought Nia Jax flowers. I guess Angel Garza and Reginald are going to be going over. They'll be fighting each other for, Nia Jax's affection. Is this a troll? I don't know, is this a joke? It's two guys. I mean, they never have any romantically infested storylines, but now they've got one with two guys after the fattest woman on the fucking roster. So, what a mess! What a joke this Raw is. I'll give it a 1 because look at Bobby Lashley in that picture there. It looks like a fucking badass with the sunglasses and the suit on. But I mean, apart from that, this show was shit. Till next time, peace.